Andrew Tate, a British influencer, is currently under house arrest on suspicion of human trafficking and rape. His lawyer, Tina Glandian, has revealed that Tate's time in a Romanian jail has taken a toll on him and left him unable to sleep for more than 2 hours a night. In the past, Tate had posted footage of himself eating pizza, and it was reported that the images helped Romanian police locate him and make the arrest. However, authorities have since denied this claim. Tate recently mocked his infamous pizza box arrest with a video of himself eating pizza and the caption, "Do it, I don't live in fear." The influencer's current legal troubles are ongoing, and more information about the case is expected to emerge in due course. Let us know your views on his current situation in the comment box.
Do you know who Andrew Tate is?
I hate that guy. If you are listening, Andrew Tate, you are weird. Trafficker.
I'm gonna find you and peg you, Andrew Tate, and stick it in your... Don't even with me, bro.
You are a loser. Andrew Tate, get the over it. Move on with your life. I don't listen to bold men.
And ugly.
You suck. I hate you.
I think he's a little bitch boy.
He's a face, and he can go himself.
Why they angry? He's speaking reality. Why you gonna get mad? Cause he's telling you to treat me like a king.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sheep Get Sheared Podcast. We're here, we talk about people, politics, and popular culture. I'm your host, the one and only Austin Creed. And my friends, before we really jump into anything, I gotta tell you something. I find it really odd that in that video, did anyone else notice this besides me? That in the video where the ladies are all like telling him that he's a loser, he's this and he's that. Did you notice they never once said he was wrong? Did you ever notice that? They not once did they say he was wrong, he was misguided. No, all they did was insult him. You ever notice that? Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. My friends, welcome into the show. And today we're talking on an important topic that I've been seeing. This blew up a little while ago, especially when he first got arrested. But I can't help but notice the NPCs, the oxygen thieves, the normies, whatever it is you call them. I like to call them NPCs because I like to play games. But my friends, the NPCs are still going crazy about, ooh, well, young men like Andrew Tate. Why do they like Andrew Tate? You know, and he's not the only guy. I mean, let's be real. The whole manosphere, the red pill, whatever it is you think the term that should be used is, it's massive and it's growing over time. And the question is, well, why? Why is it becoming so popular? And the answer is pretty simple. The answer is because men don't historically we haven't had that much of a voice when it comes to this kind of stuff, especially when it comes to marriage and divorce. Men, for a large part, as far as I know, and the guys that I've talked to and the guys I know and the research I've done, a lot of dudes have been silenced, they've been gaslit, sometimes they've been stuck with gag orders. It's ridiculous. And so men are just warning other men, hey, wait a minute, this isn't the world that your grandfather lived in, that your father lived in. There are real life consequences. There are real consequences out here in these streets, man. And that's the whole point. And it's men talking to other men. And for some reason, people don't like that. But I want to show y'all this article right quick. Hold on. There's an article done in the Independent. Fair use to them. It says, this is why young men are still listening to Andrew Tate by some guy named Clint Edwards. I don't know who this guy is, but it was done this year. You're gonna have to excuse the adverts on my screen. But I would turn on ad blocker, but it doesn't fit well with YouTube. Alright, my friends. Here's what they say about Andrew Tate, the NPCs out there. Y'all ready for this? Here it is. It says, if you're still unfamiliar with Andrew Tate, you're one of the lucky ones. Okay. Wow. Thank you very much for identifying your bias. We appreciate it. Wherever it is you're sheltering, I hope it's warm, comfortable, and you have enough tinned food for the... Oh, please. The drama. This is a man who wrote this? The drama level is over 9,000. Oh my gosh. Oh my land. Okay. Tate sells himself as a hyper-masculine, ultra-wealthy, red-pilled guy who's willing to teach his young Padawans the way of the world. Women and of the secrets of his own success. You know what I've noticed? I've barely gotten through the first 2 paragraphs. You know what I've noticed so far? Nobody's actually said that he's wrong. Like, this part of his message is wrong, or he said this and I disagree with it. It's just attacking him. Again, I don't understand this. They're just attacking him. They have not said his message is no good. Maybe they will. I haven't fully read this article. Maybe they will. I don't know. Let's look. He says he offers young men the inside track on life. The inside track? No man has the inside track. Even if he has the most money on the planet, he still has more problems. The more money you have, the more problems you have, for those of you who are broke and don't know. A ticket to the dream they don't quite know they had. It says, in short, he is selling them a blueprint of how to be a man. And with the dearth of alternatives, they are more than willing to buy it. Well, what, should they not buy it? Should they listen to you about how to be a man? Mr. If I hadn't seen that your face on this article, I would assume a woman wrote this. And they're what? They're supposed to look to men like you on how to be a man? I mean, what the hell's going on here? What else do they say? Oh, here it is. But says, let's see. It says, but watching people do, mainly young men enthralled by the wisdom that their 36-year-old guru from Luton is dishing out. It says, quick spoilers on the blueprint on how to be a man. All right, you're all ready for this? This is what he says Andrew Tate's message is. You all ready for this? Here it is. He says, turns out it involves a bit of dehumanization of women, violence, sexual assault allegations, denial of depression, ownership of a machete, that kind of thing. When has he dehumanized women? Maybe I missed that. I don't remember. And when has he advocated for violence? I've never heard that. I don't advocate for violence. I've never heard Andrew advocate. I haven't listened to everything he's ever said. Okay, I'm not a fanboy of his. I know who he is, but I'm not a fanboy of his. I've never heard of this. SA? When has he ever endorsed that? Again, where do they get this stuff from? It's his good friends in the rainbow riding community on the pushing P out here that are talking about attracted to minors identity. Oh yeah, that's a real thing that's starting to come out, which I think is disgusting. But yeah, Andrew Tate, ooh, Andrew Tate bad. I don't understand this, man. Denial of depression. As someone who's been in a suicide watch for depression, let me tell you, depression is real, but you're the only one who can cure your own depression. If you're on the verge of self-deleting, let me tell you something. You are trying to have a permanent solution to a very temporal problem. About 2 years ago, I was actually more like a year and a half now that I'm thinking about it. A year and a half ago, I was at the lowest point in my life. Now, I have my own show, over 100 episodes that you can all go watch anytime or listen to anytime you want. And I'm in university, and I'm getting my degree with my GI Bill. I'm telling you, stuff gets better. You just have to have the will to make it to get there. Let's keep going. How much more of this can I take? He was banned on TikTok and Twitter. Cue the collective gasp. I'm shocked. Oh, no, he did not write this. Oh my, okay, here it is. It says, at the core is fairly simple. It's because he's speaking to them and we're not. Oh, so he admits it. Okay, cool. He says, teenage boys are small animals who love to be edgy, offensive, and provocative. My friends, question for you. This Clint Edwards, do you think that he would write a sentence on the lines of, teenage women are small animals who... No, he wouldn't say that. Why does he have to add the word? Okay, humans are all animals. Let's just put that out the way. I don't know why it's offensive to be called an animal. Humans are monkeys. We have monkey bodies. We're part of the animal kingdom. For anybody who didn't take ninth grade biology, please pick up a book. But what is this? Teenage boys are small animals who love to be edgy, offensive, and provocative? Again, if I had not seen a picture of this man who wrote this article, I would not think this was written by a man. What kind of man? I hope this man does not have children, because this is unbelievable to me. It says, but they are watching Tate's content at the same time they are forming their own identities. Well, duh. Where else are they supposed to look? to the Gump pastors that are, look, so many pastors, I wish I could tell you that they're different, but they're not. A lot of pastors today are Gumps who are telling men to get married because God says so. Let me tell you something. When it comes to marriage, they want to bring up the Old Testament, the New Testament, and the Torah. And the Torah, they don't provide the context that the Torah does. In the Torah, in the days of the Torah was written by Moses, the men and women got married about the same time they hit puberty. A, because they didn't live very long, and B, because they knew that they would live in this constant need to fornicate. So what did they do? They got them married ASAP. But instead now, we live in a society where the state runs the marriage license gambit, and then they just sacrifice men up to the family court. And then they want to sit here and tell me how, ooh, young men are offensive and provocative, and they should just be good Gumps who just provide for everybody but themselves. What do we gain from that? There used to be a time when a man would gain from giving away his soul to his family and to the community. Now, it's taken for granted, as if the community in your family is owed that stuff, man. I don't understand the world anymore, man. I'm telling you. I feel like an old man reading this. This is unbelievable to me. Again, he's talking to dudes that are just barely younger than me. I'm in my early 20s. This is ridiculous. It says young people want to understand the world around them and how it works. Duh. Doesn't everybody want to do that? Oh, no. And he drags in Jordan Peterson? Oh, okay, I'm done. I'm done. This is ridiculous. How dare they bring in... Look, I don't agree with everything anybody says, but Jordan Peterson is a very educated man. I respect a lot of the things he says. And for this man to say that now lumping him in with Tate and telling them that they're all no good and whatnot, it's unbelievable to me. It's gross. It's disgusting. Let's look at this. For those of you who want to think that all men are bad and men are evil and all have all the problems in the world, let me tell you here. You ever heard the story of Pandora's box? Let me read this for you. Let me trigger some of the feminists out there. I'll trigger some of you NPCs who... I'll trigger some of y'all if you want. Trigger warning. According to Greek mythology, in the beginning of the earth was free from toil and misery. The land was covered with flowers and rivers flowed with milk and honey. Earth was inhabited only by men who had been created by Prometheus. For those of you who know mythology, you know the story very well. He made the man out of clay and molded them after the gods, which angered Zeus, the king of the gods. When Prometheus offended Zeus again by stealing fire from heaven to give to the men he had created, Zeus exacted revenge. What was his revenge? He ordered Hephaestus, the god of the forge, to craft Pandora, the first woman. The gods gave her many traits, including beauty, curiosity, charm, and cleverness. Again, for those of you who think that women are dumb, they're not dumb. They're probably smarter than you. I'll tell you that right now. Hence her name Pandora, meaning all gifted or alternatively a gift to all. What does that have to do with it? Well, the story's not over yet. Before he left Pandora on Earth, Zeus handed her a beautiful box saying, "This is my own special gift to you. Do not ever open it." And let me tell you, oh man, I love this story, man. It says, as Zeus anticipated Pandora's curiosity, which, again, he had given her curiosity as one of the traits, by the way, got the best of her, and she opened the box. What was in the box? Well, from the small chest flew troubles and woes, including sorrow, disease, vice, violence, greed, madness, old age, death, and a plague. Then they all plagued humankind forever. Now, hope was also at the bottom of that box. But let me tell you something, my friends. You know what this story says and why so many people hate this story? It's because it fundamentally blames women for all the problems in the world. Now, I don't believe that to be true. Again, nothing is ever 100% any one person's fault, okay? If the world was that simple, we would not have a lot of the problems we have today. I'll tell you that right now. But my friends, the reason I highlight this story is I want to throw a bone out there to the dudes who feel disenfranchised. And let me tell you something. Stuff has not always been like this. The world has not always been very gynocentric and very hostile towards men. Okay? This is a small phase in the grand scheme of the universe. For those of you who can't take it anymore, you feel very locked out in the cold and you don't know where to turn, I'm going to tell you something. This won't last forever. This is a reaction period to stuff that your grandfather or your great-grandfather did, okay? The marriage laws, the feminist attitude, all of that is an overflow from what's been happening and had a long time coming. This is a reaction period we're living in. As women become more masculine and men continue to become more feminine, I'm going to predict to you right now, we will see the marriage laws change. We will see alimony go away. We will see child support change. Why? Because more women will be earning more money and it will start to hurt their pockets. Because us men, we scream about this all the time. Oh, it's extortion. It shouldn't happen. It's not fair. Do they care about it? No. But when someone like Halle Berry gets hit with child support by two men, oh, then people start to care. But it's examples like that, high profile, that will soon become more and more common, that will trigger these new conversations and will trigger the change. I'm telling you as I sit here, this will happen. But my friends, the reason why young men like me or men in my age group like Andrew Tate, or not only that, we're at least interested by his message, is because we're not hearing this kind of stuff from a lot of men. We don't, most dudes that are young, unless their father, grandfather, or their friend's father is successful, they don't know what it's like to be surrounded by a strong, confident, rich man. And everybody wishes that their father or their uncle or their grandpa, they wish they had a rich uncle or a rich father. Everybody wishes. That's why a lot of people hate Donald Trump. He's indicative of the same thing. Powerful, assertive. I'm not even going to get into the race conversation. Masculine, rich man. That's why. You ever notice that whenever you're rich and you're not a pushover or a pansy, people hate you? But a lot of times they won't actually tell you that you're wrong. They'll just insult you or threaten you. In the case of the women we watched in that clip at the beginning of the show, I guarantee you, they're just jealous of him, number one. And number two, not one woman said that he was wrong in anything that he said. You notice that? They never said, oh, Andrew Tate's wrong because of X, Y, and Z. No, they just called him names and threatened him. That's all. Again, that's what women tend to do. That's more their line of work. Men, that's why I say indifference is masculine. That's why I mentioned that in one of my open road rants I did the other day. Is we think as men, calling people out and whatnot is masculine. Not really. Indifference is masculine. Saying that you just don't care. Sticking in your own lane, saying like, dude, I don't care what anybody else is doing. I'm doing this. Or, I don't care if someone did this. I'm walking away. That's powerful. That's masculine. Well, my friends, I think I made my point. What do you think about Andrew Tate? What do you think of the manosphere? What do you think of guys like, whether it's Jordan Peterson, Andrew Tate, whoever? What do you think of these men? Do you respect them? Do you think they're public enemy number one? Where do you stand? But my friends, until next time, I'll leave you to ponder these little points we made here today. So, God bless you. God bless your family, and God bless America. We're out of here. Peace.